A common problem that gardeners face is plants getting leggy. What I mean by that is, if you look at this plant, the stem is only about inch and a half before it throws the first leaves. And the same plant here has got something like 3 inches of stem before it threw its first leaves. So what happens is that when a seed is growing, it only has got limited amounts of energy that it throws into growing the first leaves, and those first leaves make energy, and then the plant starts growing and generating more leaves, growing more leaves. That plant, as compared to this one, is weak because most of its energy that seed has got consumed by the stem, long stem. Now it cannot hold itself and is falling on the side, whereas this one is holding itself up nicely. Once again, kind of the same story here, not as bad, and kind of the same story there, not as bad. Why did this happen? Generally, when you plant any plant anywhere, you should stand at the spot and look up. So if you can see the sky, that's the best place to plant that plant. Here I've got a loquat tree just above that leggy seedling here. Looking at it, it's not casting much shade, it's only a couple of branches, not a lot, and then there are a couple of plants next to it. But even this much can stress a plant and deprive it of the sunlight that it needs, so that the plant is weak. Now, because the plant is weak, you can see a snail right next to it that would be munching upon it and trying to eradicate it, because this is nature's way of maintaining the quality. It's the quality control in terms of seed propagation and generation, the next generation of plants. So in a nutshell, this very little change that you don't notice and you think is quite sorry, I got interrupted, but the point is, the smallest of the things that we don't notice do affect the plants. Had it been just this one tree here, loquat tree I mean, and the angel trumpet wasn't here, or this corn that I planted, it still would not cast so much shade, and it would have worked together. It would have worked fine. But all these things put together, even though it's not that thick, I'll show you from a side. There is my seedling there, and it's not shading that much, but all these factors put together did stress the plants, and that legginess shows that the reason is the plant is trying to reach up to get more light, and that weakens the plant. Now the thing is, I can dig it up, dig a bigger hole and plant it up to here in that hole. That should do it, that should work. But I'm not going to do that. The other thing is, I can just straighten it up and put some compost up to where my fingers are, up to that point. Put compost around it, and that should sort it out too. So I probably would do that. I'll probably put compost around it in a few days, but I thought right now I'll show you that this spot, which I thought is not that shady, and will get enough sunlight, still is causing trouble to the seedlings. This one is leggy, not as bad as that. That one is leggy as well, but that one there is just fine. This plant is just doing well. It's doing just right. It's getting enough sun. So this is about it.